Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to all of you. I seek blessings of all senior devotees over here, all devotees, for to be able to make a presentation on. This is the first time I am making a presentation in ILS, but then, so as you may have read in the summary of the this how to transform your temple to a green temple. So there is growing awareness and concern about the environment. We all, whoever are here, I'm sure you're all very much aware of the various problems which we as humans and the entire planet Earth is facing, due to various challenges. Many disasters, natural disasters are happening, and the impact of chemicals on our health. And so as the national governments and international governments, they are doing their steps, they are taking their steps to tackle the above issues, but at the same time, they are looking up to faith-based organizations like ours, ISKCON, and many other religious organizations, because we have a very great impact on the people in general. And because this is something, when we talk about nature and improvement, so this is possible only when people come together and do something. It's not that just by making legislation we are going to achieve. It's only when people actually implement and participate. So even Srila Prabhupada, he always spoke of simple living and high thinking. So, which is actually means promoting a natural way of life. And ISKCON, because of its mass global appeal, we can see that many of ISKCON's programs, like whenever we have a festival or something, we can see that how much volumes of prasadam we make, or flowers we use, like flower festival is there, or even every day if you see. So much of resources are being used, so much prasadam gets cooked and so much of trash is also generated. So it's very important that, because other than that means if you see around, not so many religious places or places of worship, they are creating so much of trash. So it's very important that we at least inculcate these principles very seriously. And we can see that even Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita, he explains that we are the trendsetters. We as Krishna says, yad yad acharati shreshtas tatta devetaro jana. So for setting a right example for society, it's very important that we take the step first and we set an example for others to emulate and follow. And in this, we have got the help and support of a very renowned international organization, IGBC, India Green Building Council, which is part of the. So we will just see about that. So basically today what we are going through, the presentation, the various aspects. First we will cover the objective of today's presentation and the concept of Green Temple and various resolutions which have been adopted by ISKCON as a body and the GBC, and what are the benefits of actually going green, because nobody will do anything unless and until there is something benefit we can look into that, we can see and perceive in that. And then which are the existing models and success stories, and what are the steps which we need to take. And of course, it's not only restricted to the temple, because the most important aspect or part of the temple are the devotees. So these are principles which we can follow in our own lives, and that will actually make a difference, because it's just it's only drops of waters which make the ocean. Boond boond pani se sagar banta. So like that, I'm happy to welcome Anuttama Prabhu. He is our Global Duty Officer for ISKCON Environment Initiative, under which this entire Green Temple program is being here, and I seek his blessings. He is also the GBC for ISKCON Communications as well as this Environment Initiative. Sorry. And in the end, so we will see what are the steps, how we can go forward. Yeah. So the objective of this entire presentation is to inspire devotees and pilgrims to follow sustainable practices and holistically address the green principles in worship places. So in worship places, how we can adopt these principles. So you may want to note down a few things, but otherwise I will be sharing the PPT with you all. And while going, there is a QR code over there. Once you register, you will get these documents on email. But you can all participate, sir. And then the simplified certification process is there to rate such unique projects. Because the green concept for various buildings and all, it is something connected to corporates and all also, and other industries which are creating so much of affluence and all. So for worship places, how this can be adopted, this is something very unique. So even in the international scenario, there are not many organizations, there are not many standards for worship places. So here we have a very good partner, India Green Building Council, which has come forward. So first, what is a green temple? Anybody would like to? Of course, here there is a small, but people can speak and share their views. What do you think that a green temple is?
Green in general means which saves the natural resources and takes care of the environment in a sustainable way for future generation. Anybody else?
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, a green temple is giving the natural feeling in the temple, like connecting with nature directly to the temples.
Using natural resources and biodegradable, rather than things which do not degrade or artificial, as we call plastic and other things.
Byproducts of flowers.
Composting. Yes, true. Very nice. Anybody else? Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Probably whatever you use in the temple should be generating more energy for something else, like the water, the liquids, the fluids.
Reusing things, and yes, that is also a very important concept. True.
It's important also that it preserves the surroundings around the temple, that it won't affect the ecosystems.
Yes.
Actually, we have a positive effect on that.
On the environment around us.
Yeah, to preserve it, or at least not harm it.
Yes, at least if we are not able to improve, but at least we are able to preserve whatever is there. Yes.
Also to provide a healthy environment for the users.
Healthy environment for the users, people who are coming, especially like in our temple, so many people are coming, to create facilities which are healthy, hygienic, especially in the background of the coronavirus and all. We see that so much of problems were created, and then spreading of diseases and all. Yes. So this is a small definition presented by a green place of worship will save energy, water, use eco-friendly materials, maintain hygiene and health, indoor conditions, and use the natural resources of sunlight and fresh air. So especially we can see that how daylighting, like if you have big windows made of glass and all. Yes, so these are certain things. So here also certain things, if it's a closed office and all, so then many a times we are using lights, but then even when you are using lights, there is a possibility that you could use lights which are using lesser energy. So LED lights and all, which have these concepts have come. So both ways, we have to have balance, no doubt. but at the same time we do it from the planning stage itself. Yes. And above all, a green place of worship would help spread awareness amongst lakhs of people and devotees who adopt green principles in their daily lives. Yes. So, the concept of green. So, do you think that it's as devotees for us, is it relevant to us? As devotees, is it important for us? Yes. How does it reflect our philosophy? In our
See, in general sense, the sustainability concept is widely spreading across, and if we as a devotee, as a responsible citizens, we are not responsible towards the environment, then what kind of philosophy we are, reflecting upon the society?
So people are looking up to us.
Yes, exactly.
You are speaking so much about God and principles of
but you are spoiling
dharma.
the nature.
Yeah, but if you are not serving the nature, then what is the point?
Exactly.
Very true.
Yes. And we also consider, Mother Nature as mother, so obviously we have to take care of our mother.
Very much.
The cow and all.
The cow, the Mother Earth, Bhumi Devi. Yes. Bhuji also want. Perfect. Yes.
Take care of the mother.
Take care of mother. Yeah. So, yes, Mataji.
5 elements, Bhumirabho and Alovayo, we have to, that is the energy of the Lord, so we have to protect it. We should not disturb the 5 elements.
5 elements of
Bhumirabho Lano.
Analo Vayu, Kam Mano Buddhiri. Yes, very much. So that is the Vaishnava philosophy. We can see that Krishna himself, he says that this nature is nothing but my own energy. This nature is my energy or Prakriti. So it is actually one of the core principles that we take care of Krishna's energy. So, as a Vaishnava philosophy, in Vaishnava philosophy, actually it leads us to become activists, environmentalists. It's not something utopian. It's part of our Vaishnava tradition, especially. And with that, we can see that Krishna, in Ishopanishad, it is said that everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is actually controlled and owned by the Lord. Which verse is that? The very first verse, Ishavasam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyan jagat. So, this itself says that we have to understand that this whatever facilities or resources which are at our disposal, this actually does not belong to us. It belongs to Lord Krishna. And He has given it to us as a gift and we have to use it very responsibly. There is a nice quote which says that this Mother Earth is not a property which we have inherited from our ancestors, but borrowed from our children. So it's very important that we take care of it and hand it over to them. It's important. So it's a borrowing. And also even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhu matta sarvam pravartati. So this entire world, if you see, we can perceive it as Krishna is present in each and every place, and He is the Lord, and so it is very important that. And then, of course, Krishna also mentions that I am the taste of water. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi. I am the light of the sun. So we can see the Vaishnava tradition or the Vaishnava philosophy. It is full of many such insights where Krishna is saying this entire energy or material nature is His energy and it's important for us to take care of it. And so, and at the same time, we can also see in our philosophy it is said that as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, it is achintya bheda bhed tattva. All the material energy is same as the Lord, at the same time it is different from the Lord. So, this is as far as the philosophy is concerned. And even if we see from Krishna's pastimes, as Mataji was mentioning, the Pancha Mahabhut. So, in Krishna's pastimes, can you recollect of some incident or some Leela whereby Krishna was taking care of Mother Earth or the planet? Yes? Yes. Maybe whenever somebody is speaking, I think you can introduce yourself. So it will be nice. We are friends over here, getting together, and we can share.
Hare Krishna, myself Nupur Bandodkar, and I'm from Goa.
Goa. Yes.
So when when Nand Maharaj wanted to worship do Indra Puja, he said worship Govardhan instead of, because he provides everything to us.
Yes. So praying to the mountain Govardhan is, and the various aspects of material nature. Yes, very true. Any other incident? Any other Leela somebody would like to? Very much, yes. When Mother Earth, the entire planet Earth was submerged in the ocean. So Lord himself manifested in the very spectacular form of Varahadev, and he brought Mother Earth and restored it in proper place. And any other incident? Leela? He swallowed?
He swallowed that Katadi.
It's
a
forest fire.
Yeah.
Yes, very
And
true.
protected
The forests.
forest
So,
fire, and he protect the forest.
yeah, deforestation. So today one of the biggest challenge which we face is so many trees for construction purpose. So many forests are cleared, and there is human habitation is growing and growing, and so much deforestation is taking place. Whereas Krishna personally took it upon himself and he drank the fire. Yes, Mataji.
In fact, the very reason why Krishna's appearance happens is that the Mother Earth, in the form of cow, approaches Lord Brahma, relieve me of this burden.
Of this burden.
So actually, he is answering the call of the prayer of Mother
Earth to kill all the demons.
One more pastime
You
where
can introduce yourself, please.
myself Kalyani from Goa. Actually, where the Krishna has purified the Yamuna from the poison of Kaliya by punishing the Kaliya.
Very true, very nice. So when actually Krishna found that the waters of Yamuna were poisoned, it was so much, the poison was so strong that even birds flying up, they were falling dead. And at that time, Krishna, he tied the belt around and he said, okay, I'll take charge now. And he jumped into Yamuna and then chastised Kaliya. Prabhuji also wanted to speak. Okay. So, like that we can see in Krishna's Leela, he has taken so many steps or so many to protect the various, all the elements, the earth, the air, the water, the fire. So, all the, in fact, in the Mridha Bhakshan Leela, Krishna, he is eating dirt or rather we say rather the soil. So he is showing that you should maintain the soil in such a condition that it is even can be eaten. Especially it should not be so poisonous, otherwise, because by using so many fertilizers and all these things, we can see that the earth is getting so poisonous. In fact, very good pieces of land are getting converted into barren places where nothing can grow. So it takes so much of time and energy to create topsoil. So it's very important that we need to preserve, and that is what we can see. And also from Prabhupada's lifestyle, any of you can share any example? Yes. Maybe if somebody can help us with the mic, somebody would like to volunteer. Yes, Prabhu. So then, Vastu Prabhu, you can be here.
My name is Sharidas. I'm from Prabhupada Village in North Carolina. And one time Srila Prabhupada was in a morning walk, and he was walking by some house, and the water spigot, there's dripping.
This was dripping.
So he told some devotee to go and tighten it so the water would not be wasted.
Very true.
And also there was some fans, some in Mayapur, in the Lotus, and some guests were staying in one of the rooms, and they had gone and locked the doors and left the fan on. And Prabhupada was not happy when he saw something like this.
That energy is just getting wasted.
Yeah, just getting wasted.
So and people are behaving irresponsibly.
Yes.
So it's very important that Prabhupada in his own lifestyle, there are so many examples. Anybody else would like to?
So Prabhupada used to reply back on the same letter, behind the same letter he received from the devotees. So that's how he saved the paper.
Reuse the envelopes, use the blank side.
I think from there it comes, utility is the principle.
Utility and reusing. Yes, Anatama bro.
When I was a Bhakta and we came to Mayapur in 1976, and I was told, I think Hari Sura, I'm not sure, but some devotees said, we have personal service for you for Srila Prabhupada. I thought, wow, personal service for Prabhupada. So my service was after Mangalartik, I had to go to the roof of the Lotus building, because the temple was the only building, to the roof of the Lotus building, and hold my hand out. And as soon as I could see my hand, I had to run. I was told, don't walk, run around the building, turning off all the lights in the hallways. Because previously Prabhupada had seen how they were leaving the lights on later than necessary and was very angry. So that was my service. As soon as you could see your hand, all the lights had to go off.
This was your personal service for Prabhupada. Amazing. So Prabhupada was very particular that we use Krishna's energy very responsibly. So thus we can see that from our Vaishnava tradition, this is very much the core principle or heart of our philosophy. And now we can also see that considering this, the GBC also resolved, and based on the advice of the ISKCON Environmental Initiative, the 3-tier environmental practices that was adopted, and our Global Duty Officer was appointed, and ISKCON's Communication Ministry also, our Ananta Prabhu, under his guidance, this it strongly encourages all ISKCON communities and projects, and wherever possible, individual devotees to apply these principles and guidelines in their own daily lives and practices. And it is understood that these guidelines may be updated, of course, and reviewed. And also there is one very nice eco-theology of tradition. There is a resource, very nice write-up by one of our devotees. So that also I will be sharing with you. When you scan this QR code, it will come to your mail, and you can go through a very nice document with which presents various excerpts from our Vaishnava philosophy. And also similarly, resolution was also adopted by the IIAC. IIAC is the ISKCON India Advisory Committee. So they have also, it expresses concern over the usage of plastic and non-biodegradable products in the temples of ISKCON of India. The temples are requested to avoid the usage of single-use plastics. So this is something which we can begin from. At your home also, they say the charity begins from home. So from your homes and also in your own temples, you can encourage that we do not avoid using single-use plastics. And IIC also favorably received the proposals of bringing together, because there are so many energy bills. Of course, here also we can see that so many lights and all, everything is on. And means when we were discussing with the organizers, when we had come, and that time they were telling us that the system over here, because of there may be other challenges also, but things can be adopted or modified, because there are so many lights and the air conditioning, so it's all centralized AC in such green big buildings. So yes, centralized AC. Yeah. And I will.
The entire lighting system is automated, sensor based. So wherever you walk, the light will get automatically on. So if you want to switch off, because now so many light in the back, there is nobody is there, you cannot switch it off. There is no switch. If you see, there is no switch in the hall. So it may have their advantage, we don't know, but as of now it is perceived.
So these are very important principles that to bring down our energy bills of the temples, and it appreciates this offer of the IGBC to assist them. And this committee has been formed the members of which are Gaurang Prabhu, Yudhishthir Prabhu, and Yudhishthir Govind Prabhu, and myself, Kesava Candra Das, and also we have Ras Bhakti Mataji, Aditi Mataji. She is also helping us in this our endeavor. And the India Green Building Council, if you want to just maybe some information I can share about you, is actually it's part of the Confederation of Indian Industries, and it's a company which provides rating programs for new buildings as well as certification services, and it also provides training programs, especially for people who are interested in these green concepts. And it is one of the founding members of the World Green Building Council, which was established in 2004. And so, in consultation with IGBC as well as ISKCON and the recommendations of ISKCON Environment Initiative, they have also developed 3 tiers of environment sustainability, which we will see. So these are the 3 tiers based on like from step 1 to 3. It's not that everything can be done overnight. So depending on the tier 1 is very limited, with very limited investment and easy to implement things are there. Next slide. And so these are the various factors or aspects which they cover during their audit, as well as or the steps which we can take in our own temples. So first is the site preservation, as somebody pointed out, protecting our biodiversity and local. So that is one. Or the second is preservation of the topsoil, because topsoil is something very important for the living, the plants and the other organisms. They all live in the topsoil. So preservation of that, because many a times when construction takes place, people don't take care of the topsoil. It's very important. Whatever topsoil, if it is lost, then it will take hundreds of years to again regenerate. And the heat island effect. Then as far as water is concerned, we could take steps for rainwater harvesting, especially during monsoon season. You create facility. Like I can share with you, in our experience in Radha Gopinath Mandir, we have 2 big wells, and in the monsoon season we try whatever building water is collected through the buildings, we try to do the rainwater harvesting. And then yes,
personally, I do agriculture in America, and I do water harvesting. When it rains, it goes off my roof of my house and my barn, and goes into a gutter and then into a tank. And the water from the rain, it's at least 3 or 4 times better than water from the well for growing crops. Yeah. So the rain water is there's prana, there's energy.
Energy, prana.
Yeah, in the rain.
The rainwater. And so rainwater harvesting, and also maybe if you are in cities, and then if water harvesting may be difficult, then at least you could use water efficient fixtures. So when you go to like in the restrooms, washrooms and all, you have flushes. So our earlier we used to have a flush which would be only one switch, and then the entire water is flushed. So whenever somebody goes to pass water, then entire maybe 15-20 liters of water would be flushed. So which may not be proper. So there are new fixtures whereby there is a system of half flush, 2 ways. So that could be used in the urinals, or there are also the new concept of waterless urinals. Or you could also have the taps which are there. Newer taps are there where lesser water is there, but aeration is there. So it gives, with less water, you could achieve same amount of cleanliness. Or the using other, say, like in our temple, we have so many thousands of devotees who come for festivals and all. So we have a system for cleaning plates, automated machine. It uses energy, but the water usage, it uses heat as well as cleaning agents, whereby with lesser amount of water you could use the clean all the plates. So like that, certain fixtures which you could add. And then third is as regards the energy. So for energy, the steps which you could say is like daylighting, usage of like glass windows and systems whereby you don't, during daytime you don't need to use lights, or creating hygiene in common areas. So like this, and even as far as the community engagement, so you have and administration as well as innovation in various aspects of administration, temple, managing the temples, you could, there are facilities which are there. So similarly, there is step 2 also, tier 2, where little more advanced, marginal investment in money and relatively simple to implement. So here also there are steps. So this entire document we will be sharing. So just because there is shortage of time and there is another, so we will little go fast. But these I will be sharing with you in your, and these are the various steps. So as a temple or as a yatra, you could come together and discuss these things and see which are the things which you could implement, which you already, many of the things you may already be doing also. You may not be aware, but you are already following, and then based on that we can see that how much points which we score. So, and here in the third tier there is a little capital expenditure is there, for which there is payback maybe in a few years. So, and by adopting these principles, what are the benefits which we can gain? So, one is that it brings down our operation cost, cost of operations. Like in temples, like many a times people use plates, paper plates or other like for prasadam, especially like when we on a Sunday and all. So instead of that, if we invest in steel plates, so then we have to spend effort, energy. Many devotees are coming, they have volunteers, they can wash the plates and all. So by that we will be saving both on energy as well as investment. And then the other benefit is, as you said, we are setting an example for others to follow, and because it's expected out of us as leaders of society, as intellectuals and as devotees, we can set proper example. And then by this verification by a globally acclaimed agency, IGBC, we can actually share among the society also that apart from our devotion, we are also taking care of Mother Nature and following these principles. And this actually also helps us in raising CSR fund. In today's day and age, like we are saying that apart from whatever donations we are collecting from individuals and all, which may be in smaller amounts, but then corporates are there who are encouraged by the government that they should spend on social initiatives for the society, and institutions like ours. These are a very good possibility of whereby we can engage these funds from corporates, and for that, for raising CSR, such a rating is very helpful, because it helps. Then they get also confidence that okay, these people are using the money whichever is given in a very prudent manner. And then many of our well-wishers also understand this language of certification, especially educated, highly qualified people. They feel when they see that, oh yes, this building is green rated, or this temple is. So many times, like whenever we go around, what is ISKCON famous for? ISKCON temples? Prasadam, yes. Beautiful deities, yes. Decorations are very, and cleanliness, yes. That is something apart from, in India, like we have so many temples, but then ISKCON temples are known for cleanliness. So we can actually create a very good branding for our ISKCON temples, and also even our youth people, because amongst youth now this is the thing, very important thing, because people are becoming conscious that, oh, you should use the material very consciously and because one of my friend, he is a BMC commissioner, and he was saying his children, because they go to school and there they are saying that you should not be using tissue papers. Because so many tissue papers are just thrown, and to make tissue paper, so much of plants and so many trees have to be cut and all. So, and because of that, he's saying now he's a commissioner in BMC, and he's saying that my children are actually encouraging us to become more conscious of this. So we can see. So now I would request, like these, you can mention which are these temples which are shown on the screen. Any of you can guess? The bottom left one is Ujjain temple. Okay, very nice. Top right, that side. Yes, that is Tirupati temple. So these are all temples which have already got green certification. So it's not that it's only ISKCON temple who are going in for green. Already many other temples also. Tirupati as well as any other. Anybody can. That is the first one is the Siddhivinayak temple. Yes. And NVCC temple is at the bottom. Yes. And on the middle center is the ISKCON Chowpatty. Yes. So you can. And which is the extreme right? That one. ISKCON Shri Radha Ras Bihari temple. So all these temples have been already, they have secured green certification. So it's very important that as the call of the time is that we should also take this up, because we should not lag behind. So some of the success stories I would request our Vasudev Prabhu. He is also part of our sustainability effort. He is our sustainability director for Govardhan Eco Village. My friend Vasudev Das. He is a BTech engineer from IIT Mumbai, and so I would request to go through some of the slides of
Hare Krishna. So this is the certification given to Juhu temple. We'll just run through it, then we will speak. Now you can, most of you might have visited Juhu temple. It's the famous Juhu and Vrindavan temples. You can see some unique features which Prabhupada insisted on it. How the natural ventilation is taken care in the temple courtyard. Means even if you are in the temple daytime, you don't need it. That is one of the major things we can see that. Next. This is NVCC Pune. Go to the next. See the domes. I can show this. So these are the natural ventilation. Means by the air movement, the flow of the wind, it will suck, and it also gives the natural ventilation and light also in the temple hall. So these are the few things they have taken, and they have got, next is their scorecard. So in the Pune temple, out of 45, they got 41. So one of the best ratings they have got at the temple. Next. So this is Chowpatty, the chairman of the IGBC is awarding the certificate. Next. So these type of jalis, for ventilation, lighting, at the same time protection from outsiders is also there. So there are very innovative ways we can use it, and you can see the garden and the right bottom. This one, yeah. So this was a land, generally people in the compound, there was a lot of tenants, they were using it for throwing the filth. Then we took it up, we converted it into a small Vrindavan forest, planting our tamal trees, kadamba trees and other things. Now it is a beautiful garden. So it's all small techniques we can add upon it. Next. This is Govardhan Eco Village. So here we are working on lot of sustainability efforts like food, water, energy and waste. So like for example, energy at this point of time, almost in 80% of the power is taken from the solar energy. For October, November, December, Jan, all are 80. Almost 80% is power is consumed from the solar. And then we have, this is the temple hall. It's completely open. It is naturally lit. And the GV is the campus, there is zero discharge. So So means we generate almost 350 kgs of solid waste in a day, and the entire thing is being composted, and we use it for our farming purposes. And the wastewater, of course, that is a farmhouse, so we have a lot of land. It may not be easily replicatable in a city place. So in GB, annually we are able to reuse almost 4.5 crores of liters of water, sewage water. We recycle it naturally and use it for agriculture purposes. Yeah. So we have done rainwater harvesting. We have digged up a pond which is almost a capacity 9 crore liters. So, and the topsoil was used for agriculture, and then only we excavated the pond. So there are many things we can do it. And another simple thing, I was just, while he was speaking, I was thinking that we go for yatras, right? So in 2008, we were actually involved in the yatra management. That time in our ISKCON Chopati yatra, 4,000 devotees used to come. So that time in Vrindavan, in Fogala Ashram, if you go that, the local people used to come and sell the bottles. And people become more and more conscious of water, and we need bottled water, we need bottled water. So you see 4,000 people, even if they buy, means generally people take at least 2 liters of water, 2 bottles. Nobody refills the water. So 8,000 of bottles is thrown in a day. After seeing that, what we have done is, we kept syntax tanks, and we used to get 20-liter bottles, fill it, we used to do coupon. We told the devotees that you come up with your own bottles, steel bottles, and refill it free of cost. Just a nominal 1 rupee charge. It is a saving of money. Because if you buy a 1 liter bottle, you need to pay, at that time it was 10 rupees. So, whereas you get in 20 liter bottle in 1 rupee or 1.5 rupees. So, there are a lot of initiatives as a ISKCON, from the management perspective also we can take. Like he told about the paper plates, thermocol. You go to many of the dhams, you can see in one of the corner of the temple, there is a lot of thermocols or plastic cups and other things thrown out. So, that we can take. There is not much energy needed for that. It's an initiative. Yes. Yeah, it's so if you are using solar, you can actually save a lot of energy, a lot of fund also. Means in maybe around 4 or 5 years, you can get the complete payback also. I can say almost 70% saving is there in GV itself for our solar things. Even Pune temple is also having a lot of solar things in there. Yeah, when it comes to the Pune, is there? Yeah, one more back. Okay, so how you can become green? So this is a template, because see, we need to see, like he mentioned one of the benefits, we get CSR. So if we go and tell the people that I am a green temple, nobody will accept you, right? Just like even your currency notes. You make a currency note, nobody will accept. It has to be certified. So there is a certified agencies who can actually certify you are a green. So that's why we are taking this help of IGBC and other bodies to get us certified that. Otherwise, on a personal level, we don't need anybody's certification. We can be as conscious as, just like Krishna conscious, you can also be care about the environment, because it's Mother Earth only. But these bodies will help us. Now, as you see, the government, especially in India, is making more and more stringent laws about the trust activities and other things. The sooner they will come on environmental activity also. They are already started with the companies. They have ESG, Environment Social Governing Declarations. If they don't do it, there is a penalty. But we do proactively. We don't need to wait for anybody. As an ISKCON, we can be the trendsetters. In your area, you can say that we are Green Temple. So the people will start asking, what is a Green Temple? Many places it may be not aware about it. But the moment you get that ESG reporting systems and other things, the CSR funding become very easy for you. You go, the companies can immediately assure. Just like we go for ATG donations, you have ATG certificate, people are ready to give donation. So similarly, the CSR donation also can come through these sustainability initiatives. So for that, the 5 parameters they are looking at is site preservation, water conservation, energy efficiency, health and hygiene, innovation. So for an existing temple, can go back? For an existing temple, the total point is 45, whereas a new temple or new building you are going to rate it, then there is a 50. So the details we will share, it's a detailed list how it has been calculated and other things. Go to the next. So this is like site preservations, like what you told about keeping the topsoil, as much as possible we try to preserve the trees. See, I hope all of you have visited Vrindavan Krishna Balram temple, right? What is in the courtyard? Tamal tree. It was there when Prabhupada's time, right? And he told, don't touch that. Even so, in a traditional temples, if you go, that the trees are there, it has been protected. Yeah, it was small that time. Now it become very big and giving shelter to the devotees during the summer. In rather Rasbihari temple also, if you go to the parikrama in the temple, the lot of trees they have protected it. Next. So this is the Rasbihari temple courtyard. Yeah. So I am saying that it is most of the time it is common sense. Yeah. Yeah. Because some of them are more older than us. We are the intruders there. And then water conservation. So in cities, what we can do is we can reduce the usage by using the plumbing fixtures and other things like what he mentioned. And if you have a possibility of having a well or anything, you can have a recharge facilities. But in a farmhouse or a rural setting, it is very easily possible. And recycle and reuse. This is also possible if you have a garden or other facilities. Because in cities, some of these things become a limitation because your neighborhood may not allow you to do that. If it in a metro, if you don't have the space, it's very costly. But wherever possible, we can use it. And water monitoring and metering. If you see electricity, we all be very conscious about electricity because you have to pay the monthly bills. But unfortunately in India, water charges is very less. And even in metros also is very, very less. So people are not so worried about what is the usage of water and it is not monitored properly.
Government is having a new program of 24 hours water system in cities like Coimbatore, Chennai and all. It is already implemented in Kerala, I think. So they are going to charge very much more.
Okay. Yeah.
In like the near future, it is going to be charged very high.
Chennai is already out of ground.
Right. Yeah, means like if you remember maybe 25-30 years back, there was no concept of bottled water for drinking. Yeah. In railways you go, you just fill the water from the tap, it was free of charge. Slowly it came. Even for our domestic use also, we will have to pay heavily for that. Just maybe not equivalent of the electricity, but it will soon come up to that. So better we start practicing these principles so that we can be ahead of the time. Yes. Next. And then another is like, having facilities for the disabled, differently abled people. Having a RAM and having that Braille libbies and all those things will help us. And signages. These all things will be added to that. Yeah, it creates awareness amongst the people. This is the natural ventilation what we spoke. Now, these are some of the elements of the structures. You can see the Pune temple on that side. The solar panels you can see. The right bottom side. Next.
You save on electricity, at the same time the building's heat is also reduced because of the power energy. So this is basically the process flow chart which is there for temples. First, the IGBC, they will send us a questionnaire. So, if you once you register and you are interested in this exercise, so then IGBC will share the questionnaire. So that questionnaire needs to be filled in, and they will conduct a feasibility report. They will come to the temple, visit and see various facilities, and then they will handhold also. They will give us advice on how we can improve, what are the various aspects which we can work upon, and also it could be in phases, not that everything has to be done in one go, rather. And then they will award us certification, and of course there is a small registration fee which is there of around 50,000 rupees, but at the same time it's actually, if you see the fee and you see what is the benefits which we are getting, it actually is much more. And like it's a small step, like it is said that a green place of worship is one which actually spreads awareness amongst devotees, and they adopt these general principles. So there are many devotees, and in their day-to-day life they can actually implement this. And it comes with a small fee, but the benefits are enormous, and actually it's a very small step, but a very important step in the right direction. So I would thank you all, and for more information you can contact, if there are people from different parts of the world also. We the ISKCON Environment Initiative, there are various regional coordinators. We have Paramasundar Prabhu in North America and Canada, Shyamananda Krishna Prabhu, who actually helped us and shared a lot of inputs for this presentation. We have Kamala Priya Mataji in Europe, and Mukunda Angari Prabhu in South Africa. In India, myself, Kesava Candra Das. And for more information and many other resources, you can visit our website iskonenvironment.org. And then we can all be in touch and inspire each other in this very, very important service, taking care of Mother Earth